You may start, Priya.
Hi all, very good evening. And here we are here with Coach Manjunath, and we are starting the second season of Success Series. And the first coach is Manjunath. So if you people remember, we have done the first season with 8 of our coaches, and all these senior coaches are trained holistic coaches, and they have shared their story. And I'll just take their names and give you a brief so that you should know like how these Success Series happen. So the first coach which we did was Shikha Kothari, and at that time I got so much inspired with her story, and that's how my journey also started with the inspiration of her story. And then Padma Kaki and Sayali Shah, Sandhya Rani, and then I was also one of the Success Series coach, Prasanna Arun, Kapil Kanodia, and Revati Prasad. All these coaches have shared so much about their journey and how holistic nutrition training program has transformed their life overall. Okay, so in season 2 we have 10 coaches every week. Saturday 6 p.m. we are going to do a live. Be with us everyone, and get inspiration about yourself, how you can become a transform coach through this program. Okay, so without wasting a moment, we are going to start the session. Be with us, and we are ready to take up the questions also on YouTube. And the first part of the questions will be taken up by our coach Sadia. And before that, I welcome everyone, and I thank you so much, sir, for giving us the opportunity also. So thank you, Manju, for taking out so much of time and getting for the session and giving this transformational story of yours to all of us. So Sadia, are we good to go, and shall we start the session with you?
Yeah, yes.
Great, Sadia. Go ahead.
Okay, so Manjunath sir, so the first question is that what difference have you experienced as a clinical dietitian when you started learning the holistic principles?
Okay, yeah, so first of all, good evening all, and a very warm welcome to our second season and of the success stories. First of all, I would like to personally thank Suresh sir for coming up with this wonderful and giving me this wonderful opportunity to come on and speak up, and also to help us to understand the holistic approach or the holistic tools, and coming up with this wonderful program. So coming on to you, Sadia, the first question which you're asking is, what is the difference, in the sense, what is the changes I can feel with my clinical nutrition practice and the holistic part? So see, I would like to share this with an example. The first thing, what I used to do, or earlier, once I was practicing clinical dietitian as a dietitian or a nutritionist, the approach, what I was using was like a tubular approach. So many people, if I say tubular approach, then you'll be wondering what is tubular approach. So I'll just show it with a simple example right here. So if we just hold our hands like this, like a binocular, and just see through, what is visible is limited. But if we remove our hand, the visibility increases. So the moment we are holding our hands and looking like this is called the tubular approach. This is what even I too was doing, as many of us do. Once this was being done, we used to just look at the condition or a health issue and try to find answers to it in terms of what foods to be given to this particular person who's having or going through this health condition. But yes, results used to come, but it was not the results what we used or I usually was expecting. So there was something or I would like to say there was something in myself which I would like to know more. So this is what triggered. And but once I started to go through the holistic practice, understand it first, and then start to applying it or to inform my own clients with this approach, so the visibility became really good. So what was able to know, or what the actual truth of the condition, what was the cause, what we usually say, right? So this became more and more clear to me. So if I have to give an example, it may be just like constipation, if we have to say. So there are multiple reasons for constipation to trigger, but the actual cause of the cause, what we say, is different. So this became very, very clear to me once I started with the holistic nutrition program. And it was a very, very different kind of approach currently what I was using before and what I'm using right now. So this has made a lot of difference, especially, yes, in terms of clinical practice. As I said, it was just a tubular approach, but right now it's a complete visionary approach. What is I'm going, personally, which is what I'm going. This is what I can say.
Okay, so and that was really nice that you just explained about the tubular approach. I think that actually clears a lot of things that we are trying to understand with holistic nutrition. Moving on to the next question, how would you describe and compare your counseling before and after becoming a holistic coach?
Okay. See, this I would like to share a example with one of my clients, which just happened. In the sense, it used to happen. Whenever any person would come with a health condition, we would just look at their condition and inform them to do the certain dietary changes, which normally most of dietitians or nutritionists do. But always there is something one step behind which we need to go. Is what I used to always feel. This is what made me to think out of the box. Yes, in terms of clinical nutrition, I'm not saying that what we doing or what we were doing was wrong, but there's always a broader picture in terms of that. So in terms of clinical practice, and once anybody used to come, or any clients used to come, or patients used to come, we would just look at their health condition and just give them a diet chart and inform them to follow it, and they would used to get good results, but not great results. But once I went through the program, entirely understood it, and we also have lots of interaction sessions with other coaches as well, wherein we sit and discuss, particular health condition with other coaches, senior coaches, and that hand-holding is there in our holistic nutrition program. Then the approach was entirely changed. It entirely got changed. So whenever any person who used to come with a health condition or disorder or a disease, the kind of approach what I was doing and what I went through, or what I started to do in terms of post going through the HNTP program was immense. So we tried to, or we started to know the actual reasons which we were missing earlier in terms of our practice. So the actual reasons, what sir used to say in terms of classes, that was very, very clear. And that helped us a lot, especially to come to the conclusion, or to help people to know the actual root cause, and to help provide them not a time related answers, but a proper solution to them. So that is what made the complete change, is what I can say.
Okay. And sir, how has holistic principles changed you as an individual? How have you changed as a person?
Okay. See, this is a really good question, because what most of us do is whatever we learn, right? So we just implement it on others, right? So the first step, what has to be done is whatever we learn, we need to just implement it on us. So like an example, if whenever we go to a restaurant and we order food, we cannot just look at the food and say how it tastes. So it's only once we order, we eat it, we can realize the taste. And if it is really good, we can also share it to our friends. So in the same way, once this holistic, what I would like to say is the holistic program is not for our clients or our patients. The holistic entire program, what has been designed, is for coaches like us, for dietitian, for nutritionists, for healthcare professionals, for health coaches like us, for us first to understand what it is. It's only once we apply it on ourselves, that is then, we change internally. And once we change internally, the external changes automatically happens. So coming on to, before or once I started, even I too had a very skeptical mind, to be honest. And because, whenever we come across any program, the first thing, there are only two things what we expect. One is certification, the certificate of the program, and what we learn in terms of the food, or new food choices, or new food patterns, or what is that super food, or what is that super recipe which can make us well from ill. Well, that is not the truth. Once I went through this holistic approach or holistic program, the entire perspective or the way I think completely changed. To be more precise, what I can really say is, the kind of knowledge what I have gained, I think this cannot be or is not even being taught in any academics. And not only in the academics, but also in any certification program. Because I have not seen a content, especially what the HNTP program, the content, if you can just go through the content and the classes what we have, this kind of content and this kind of material what and the recorded sessions, once we go through, we understand the kind of lessons or what kind of we learn. This is not at all available right now anywhere is what I can truly feel and say. And the course has been so beautifully and structurally designed, wherein even with a person who is not having a basic knowledge about how the entire scenario works, can get the basic knowledge and he can become expertise, and the kind of experience he can go through and the kind of motivation he gets can completely change a person. So, the initial classes of the course itself says if you want to really become successful, you need to go through the basics classes. That itself will change the perspective. And coming on to the other part, as I said, the holistic tools, whatever has been informed in the course or what is there. So once we go through, we learn a lot, and it's only when we apply it on ourselves, we get a lot of questions. And once we start looking for those answers, we learn. And once you try to educate others on those principles is where you actually learn a lot. So this way, it has helped me to be a better person, not only better in terms of, maybe in terms of giving a proper diet part or diet chart, but internally, the kind of environment, what it has created is amazing that we cannot just describe in a couple of words. It can only be felt and experienced.
Yes, I think that's really true. As students, when we are learning here, we also feel a sense of positive energy that I think we are all looking for. And moving on to the next question, you have helped your father in reversing his condition. How holistic approaches have helped you in that process? If you could throw some light on that.
Sure. Normally we know that diabetes mellitus is constantly increasing, and currently considering the number of cases which is rising, and considering the people who have been getting affected. If you just look at the figure, right, initially it was like just 60 years, above 60 years, gradually it came down to 50 plus years, and came down to 40 plus years who are getting affected. Right now it's like even a child who is born can be affected by type 1 diabetes. And coming on to type 2 diabetes, even youngsters such as in the age bracket of 30, 35 years, they are being diagnosed as pre-diabetes, and of course, they are the future diabetic mellitus patients. So coming on to this condition, as usual, even my dad was a diabetic. And once I went through the entire holistic program, once I understood the concept and understood the actual cause of the cause, that is what helped me to know that diabetes, is it's a lifestyle disorder. It's not a disease, what we call. It's a lifestyle disorder, and any lifestyle disorder can be reversed only by modifying those lifestyle mistakes what we are currently doing without even knowing it, and we are not aware of it. So this HNTP program or the classes which I went through, I came to know the clear or the exact reason why diabetes mellitus is caused, and what is the approach that we have to follow apart from just the diet part. So what are the different areas we need to also focus on, because human life, our life is not just focused on a single area of life, which can be just diet or exercise or any other areas of life. It can be financial and all. So this gave me a different kind of a picture in front of me to actually focus on the different areas of life, what many people are going through, and what area of life or the issue what people are facing in that particular area of life is the point where we need to start working on. So this gave a very clear perspective of understanding, especially in terms of my dad's case, the area where we had to focus. And once we came to know about it, we started working with him together. Especially, it's not just we just give a diet chart and we inform people to follow. It's the hand holding what we do. That is the major difference, a bit among our coaches and with their clients. We hand hold them to that extent wherein we get results. We inform them, this is the changes what has to be done, and which also has to be followed throughout their life. to reverse any kind of lifestyle disorder. The same thing happened with my dad. The hand holding was taken care. I had informed him what all has to be done. Though he was on, or he had started the insulin part, gradually we were very successful to bring down the dosage of insulin, and we had reversed his insulin, and from insulin dependent diabetes mellitus patient, he was out of insulin, and he was on the minimal doses of oral for diabetes.
That's really nice to hear, sir, because once you're able to help the ones near you, I think that's more impactful and more, it brings you more happiness. And I think that's really nice that you were able to reverse your father's diabetes.
And one thing is, that gives a different kind of motivation, of course, and it's very hard, and you learn a lot. Once you try to change your family members, right, you learn a lot, especially in terms of patience, having patience. You have to learn a lot of patience, and that will happen only once you try to change any one person in your family, because you cannot charge them, and they'll not follow what you say. And the kind of approach, or the kind of the environment what you need to create at home should be wherein they accept it.
Yeah.
So you learn a lot. That is what I can say.
Exactly. It is actually one of the biggest achievement in one's life, and as a dietitian and a holistic coach. Very good to hear that.
True. Moving on to the next question. Do you think holistic principles or the holistic training should become a part of the regular, MSc clinical nutrition or diploma nutrition programs?
Coming on to answering this question, I personally feel if not being elaborated, a particular, in the sense, if not being completely taught, at least the basics should be informed. What really is happening, or what many friends of ours, especially who are in this field, are facing the challenge is, we are not being taught to look at that situation, or not being taught apart from whatever we have in our books to study. Especially if anybody, as I said, even I had a lot of assumptions that we may get a kind of super good diet chart which we can use and help many of our clients in terms of their health condition, but that is not the actual what you learn in holistic nutrition program. It's an entire different scenario. The kind of knowledge what you get is immense, and it cannot be just described in couple of words or sentences. So the knowledge, especially what you get, is not at all related to food, but yes, how actual food is processed when a person is going through different phases of his life. Coming on to the part, what I would like to say is, I personally feel that at least the basic foundation should be informed in the academics, especially with regarding to not only looking at the food and the food pattern or choices, but also to include different approaches, wherein people will at least get exposed. Yes, there is something beyond what we are currently learning, and once they are out and they are practicing on their own, they can look into it, and that will be their individual choice. But yes, at least to understand the basics in academics, holistic nutrition program subjects or the topics should be included, is what I feel. Because once we do this right, so the in future the kind of people who may be in the society will be there, especially to handhold a lot of other people who are going through a lot of health conditions, and that is what will bring us a change. So as I said, once we become internally, the change happens, the external change will automatically happen. Yes, from my side, it is required to bring in a lot of changes in academics, because things are changing very fast. If you look at the kind of lifestyle what we are leading right now, comparatively to 30, 40 years or 50 years, it's entirely changed. It's not the same. So why is that we are following same old principles of learning? So so once things change, even the education system should change, is what I feel. And yes, including the holistic approach in coming academics year will surely help a lot of people to bring in that change within themselves and help others too.
Wow, Manju, that was really great of you. Anything from your side, Sadia?
Yes, ma'am. I think, like sir was telling about, we need to know the cause before we understand the entire situation and help this person at an from an overall as from the holistic point of view. And I think many of us, we've all done our MScs, PhDs, and we still feel the lack. We still feel that we are not able to give the best to the client, or we still have that thing that there is something more we can do. We have we are not that satisfied. But when we bring in the holistic principles, when we bring in the holistic approach, when we counsel them with all of the principles in mind, that impact and that satisfaction is very different, not only to a counselor but also to the client. And I think, like sir said, when we are advancing in life so much, then why do we have to stick to the the laid back education learning system? And everything has to advance. And the future demands this advancement in learning and in in for the society overall. So I think that was a really good point sir made there.
Very valid point made, Sadia, and I really appreciate the kind of points you pick up. As you know, that's really good, Sadia. Really appreciable. And yes, with Manju sir, whatever he has mentioned, I'll just give a gist of it with all the questions that has been followed up by Sadia. Hand holding and interactive sessions is being a very thing. Otherwise, what I have seen, when you used to ask any other dietitian in a normal community, like what should I do for this patient and all, they feel like, if I'll tell about my therapy or my diet, what will I do then? That's a common norm, no? But here we do, the best part is, like, we discuss everything about the program and the case, the client that we are holding on. And that gives so much of confidence, like, I can handle any client, I can handle anyone. I have no limitation that way. And you said, like, the know the root cause of the issues, right? Before we were, I was never aware, okay, there is called a root cause. The root cause which we used to find out was a totally different root cause which we look at here in holistic approach. There is a drastic shift in what we see in holistic approach. Okay. And as you said, things has to be implemented on yourself as a person. If you want to give a result to your client, very important, you have to change yourself as a person. Next point, I was just writing about whatever you were saying. It was so inspirational. You said it's not just one area of life. It is that all 7 of areas of life that we have to look upon. And before the program, I never knew, okay, there are 7 areas of life also. Okay. What we knew was, like, okay, physical health, I have to give a diet and a counseling, and that's what you can do. But here, so much to explore and go on. And last you mentioned was very important, like in MSCs we should be told how food is processed in different situations of our life and how it is linked with our emotions, which is like is very important thing to go on. So valid points you have put forward, Manju. Thank you so much for that. And now I'll be moving on to our coach Vibha, and she is also a student with us, and we all are students here, right? So, and she'll be giving you certain more round of questions, and we would love to hear from you. What is your perspective on that? Over to you, Vibha. Please go.
Good evening, sir. It was great hearing you and your experiences. You said you changed your tubular approach to a broader aspect, and that was very great. So my question to you is, what are your own challenges that you faced during your clinical practice before joining HNTP?
Okay. See, as I said, once we were having this tubular approach, and once we're trying to help people, there was always something in my mind ticking key. There is something what we are missing. First thing. And the second thing is, I came across a couple of very hard cases, or very difficult cases, which I would like to say, which made me to think we are missing something, or there is something beyond the knowledge which I currently have. So if I have to say, to be honest, in case of it maybe like PCOD or thyroid, what most of or what I used to do was, just give them different kinds of diet chart and help them to understand these are the foods which you need to follow, and these are the lifestyle modifications which you can do. But as Sir has says, and according to even medical science, there is no actual reasons for diabetes mellitus. It's called as idiopathic. But according to holistic, what we have learned is there is a cause. So Sir says it's cause of the cause. So what really happened was, once I started to know more, I was really anxious to know what is happening. Always this question used to come up with a couple of my clients, because we had given them such a kind of a diet which could not be even done with me, to be honest. It was such a kind of diet which was very difficult diets to do. A lot of supplementations were also added, but the results were not visible. So that is what made me to think there is something beyond what I am personally doing which I need to know. And then lots of questions started coming up. I was trying to look for these answers and try to speak with other my friends, but the answers what I got in return was not satisfaction. Not satisfactory in the sense it was not what I was looking for. So how once you look, that is how the universe operates. Once you look with putting lot of effort and you're 100% into it, you start getting the answers. That is what happened even with me. I was just going through a lot of YouTube videos of different help people who were very good in terms of their own practice, doing lots of videos they had done, and I was going through a lot of videos. I was not finding that one solution. Later part, I came across Suresh sir's video. I think it was on YouTube or in LinkedIn, and I went through that video. Suresh sir very clearly mentioned a couple of points which really made me feel yes, what sir says is there is a point which need to understand. And as usual in YouTube also, I found a couple of other videos of Suresh sir which was made in the year 2015 and 16 by him itself. And once I went through that, I got a clear understanding what I was missing. I think I have not completely found, but yes, there is something which the dots which I can connect. This is what really made me, and I started looking or digging more into it. And then I came across Sir's our HNT program. And the first thing what I did was I just went through the material, what all we learn. That is what most of us do. And once I went through it, the entire the content was different. I couldn't see anything which was related to food at all. So, but the entire content was different. The what sir was teaching was different. So I had two options. I was just looking for a certification program exactly at that time, and I came across this program. So I had two choices, whether to go with that certification program or whether to go with this certification program. And it was a very hard choice for me to do at that time, because I didn't want to get enrolled for two programs. And I gave myself a couple of time and had to go, understand what has to be done, take a final call. And I think, जब किस्मत साथ होता है, everything happens, and जब देने वाला देता है, चप्पट फाड़ के देता है. So that is what happened. I got enrolled for HNTP rather than the other certification program. And once I enrolled and I went through the course materials, in the sense the recorded classes of sirs, and I started attending the live classes, live discussions, especially what I would like to say. And we have so much live discussions happening in the group, and we have so much of discussions happening among our coaches, where we speak about actual cases. Say, for example, if I'm going through any case which I'm finding very difficult to help my client, we discuss it among our senior coaches, we discuss it among our sir, and we find the 100% solution to it. And once we know that, it's not just we inform our clients to do this, but we educate them. We educate them in terms of those key. This is the actual reason what is affecting you in terms of this area of life where you need to focus. And step by step we help them, step by step we guide them. This is where you need to work, this is where you need to put your focus, and this is where you need to exactly know what is happening. And once you know what is happening, this is how you can change yourself. So once this is what we are doing, right? And this is what actually I have also learned in terms of HNTP program. And this is what basically understanding has been known from my end and helping my own clients with it. So coming on to the question, as you asked, coming on to the diet, normal practice and the holistic practice, it has changed completely. Once we understand, we know what is happening, we educate our clients, help them to understand that this is where you have to focus, because we don't want to see a person who is suffering with that health condition to come to us again and again saying the same reasons. Right? So once we do that change in their life, they should know the actual reason and they should be independent on themselves. So tomorrow, I don't want to see my own clients coming to me and saying, right now my problem had solved and right now I'm again facing with the same kind of health issue. I don't want to see that. So the kind of understanding or the knowledge what we need to have, that is what I have got from HNTP, is what I can say.
I'm completely agree, sir, because as a clinical dietitian, we used to see the cause, but as a holistic coach or a student, we are going to treat the cause of the cause, and that's most important thing. It's really very nice to hear from you. So, sir, can you help me to know about your client satisfaction before and after start practicing your holistic training?
Sure. See, as I said, initially, even I was just recommending diet charts and they used to follow. And once diet chart was given by, there was no follow-ups. And even though we were doing the follow-ups, it was not to that extent, because with the limited knowledge what I personally had. In terms of once I went through the holistic, our program, holistic nutrition program, and understand the concept very, very clearly and the actual reasons for it. As I said, I started helping my clients to actually know what was the major reasons for their health challenge, what they were currently going through, and how they can help themselves to come out of that situation. So once we started, or once I started doing this with my own clients, I was able to see drastic results in terms of results. Yes, of course, in the time duration, because if any person has to get very good results, many times it used to happen that it used to take months together. But once we started applying holistic principles, it's not that we just work on one part. We can have different ways where we can try to get results and understand them and help them to understand this is all the places where you need to focus parallelly, simultaneously. And once they understand that, then we can help them to know the actual situation what they're currently going through, and to also, as I informed, educate them, because education is the power, what I truly feel. And once I started educating my own clients, I always ask a lot of questions. So say, for example, if any patient or client comes, I say, why is that you're going through this particular condition? What is that? What is it trying to teach you? Why do you think it is happening only in your life, that at this point of time? Why didn't this happen like 1 year back, 2 years back, or 3 years back? Why is it right now? There is a lot of things to learn. So first thing, we need to help many people to know what is the actual condition, or what is the why they are going through this challenge. And once we come across it, or once we know, we can convey them the message or help them to know the actual reasons. And then by applying the holistic tools, results are bound to come. 100% results are bound to come. There is no lifestyle disorder or disease or any condition which cannot be reversed once you know the holistic practice. Once you know it, once you learn it, once you have implemented it in your life, you can crack any case, or you can come across any case, and you can give them the solution, because even cancer is reversible and it can be done holistically. So this is what I can say, and the kind of results is amazing what currently I'm getting with my clients. And the most of nowadays it's happening that the new clients which I'm able to get is only on referrals. So focusing on new clients has drastically come down, and the referral has automatically triggered. So that itself says we are getting 100% results, and people are like independent. So some days I usually call them and ask them, how are you? How is it going on? They say, "Sir, it's really good. Thank you for showing us the right way." And they're completely independent on their own. So even that is what we also want, and we are able to give it to others.
Great, sir. Moving on to next question, sir. When client satisfaction comes, it opens our own growth side. Like in terms of, we can say in finance, or we can say the social respect in the society. So can you share your own experiences?
Surely, I would like to share. As I said, the knowledge is very, very powerful. And once you get the complete knowledge, especially in terms of the holistic approach, what we have learned, the kind of knowledge what we get is immense, and it's a everyday process. It's not that we have learned and we are just applying it. It's a everyday process. Every day we need to keep updating ourselves. Every day we need to learn. And in our program, I think the best part is we coaches interact a lot. We learn a lot on everyday basis. We speak to each other. We learn about so many lifestyle issues or disorders, why it may be happening with that particular person, and why it's not happening with other person with who is having the same condition. So a lot of things we learn. So coming on to the point, once we learn this and we implement, especially in terms of the clients. So as I said, I help my clients to know the actual reason. And once they are able to get the results what they want in that particular time frame, they are very happy, of course. And there is the value of money what they get, because everybody have expectations when they come. And once we're able to deliver that, the kind of satisfaction what they get is which cannot be just informed by words. And once they get the results, of course, so that results are bound to come. But yes, our motivation also increases once we see the results. And it's not that the 100% result, but the journey starts. The moment people start their journey with us, starting from that day, we do their assessment, we inform them, we help them understand what kind of approach we follow is entirely different. Because many of my clients who were earlier with who had different experiences with other nutritionists or dietitians or any healthcare practitioners, once we just do the assessment part, they ask, why is it that you want to know so much? What is the reason? So that kind of in detail we try to get, or we go so deep into that person's life that the person will be really surprised to know, is this all required? So, once we know that and we help them, and once they get results, of course, the kind of satisfaction what they get is, which cannot be just informed. And of course, and also our practice also has increased. Once what we were charging for the program is right now entirely different. So earlier I used to do a lot of standalone consultations, but right now I'm bringing down my standalone consultations. I'm just focusing majorly on programs. So that we can put our 100% effort with our clients. We can give them what has to be given, and people will also be more serious in terms of getting the results what they expect and what they want. Or else it will be like just it's like a window shopping. You just come, look, and buy what you want and just leave. That shouldn't be that, right? So it's our life, and there are a lot of things to learn. Why people come to us as such, that's the last choice in their life. So once they are there to, once they come with a lot of expectations, we need to deliver it. And for us to deliver it, we need that time, because the knowledge what we have, we need to share with them. And it takes a lot of time for them also to understand, because they're not from the same, what we have learned. So for us to inform them, for us to help them to understand, it takes time. So in this, in these conditions, it's better we help them to get enrolled to the program. Usually what we do, the 3 months program, and I prefer 3 months program, because in 3 months, I'm sure we can give very good results. And yes, if not, then probably they can re-enroll for the next 3 months and get the assured results, not only the result, but 100% assured results.
Very well explained so far, sir. So in your view, what is the future scope of being a holistic coach?
See, in my view, I would like to say the future is for holistic practitioners, because as I've said, the world is changing, and it's changing in a pretty fast pace. And the kind of lifestyle what we are leading is not the same as our parents or grandparents used to live. Right now, there is a lot of distraction which is happening, and people can get distracted very, very fast. And one of the reasons everybody knows is, of course, the gadgets, the kind of environment we have been brought up. So there's a lot of things happening and changing. So once it comes to the holistic principles, it's better for us to know, is what I feel, because the kind of knowledge what we get is immense. What we have not learned till now, we'll learn. It's just like a coin. A coin has both the sides. It's better that we know both the sides of the coin to first of all get educated, And once you get educated, once you know what is the truth, and once you know how vast what we need to know, or in terms of it, maybe in terms of the knowledge also, it really helps us. And further, it also helps many of healthcare professionals, because what I truly feel is everybody who's a healthcare practitioner, it may be a dietitian, a nutritionist, or any other healthcare practitioner who is practicing, should go through the holistic nutrition program, because the kind of knowledge what they gain, they can bring that change in the society. And this is my personal experience with my own clients. The kind of wrap up what we build up with them is it becomes like a family. So all my patients or all my clients, we are just like a family. They are not like a client to us. So it's like a family, it's like a friend. Once you see, and say for example, even though if my clients, I usually do my follow-up weekly twice on call. So even though I do twice follow-up, weekly twice follow-up, the second time whenever we have the call, right? So we are so well glued to each other that we share a lot of things, what is happening in the family and what is going on in their life. And people are more open to speak out. So they're not having that mental barrier. So, because most of the time we are not brought in an environment, we speak up aloud. So we have been restricted starting from childhood. You should not say this, you should not tell this, you should not be like this, you should not do this, you should not do that. So that cage we have built around ourselves. So we are breaking that cage once we study or once we go through this program. So once you know, and once people know that, yes, you are here to help them out, you are here to guide them, and people open up. So that is how we humans are. We humans are social animals, they call, right? So we need to be socially really, really well. We cannot confine ourselves in a cage, which will not happen. So this holistic approach is really, really important for each and every health practitioner, is what I can feel. And it's not only health practitioner, anybody who is having or willing to learn something, what they have not learned or what they have not known, even they can, get this knowledge. And it can make, surely once we know this, the world can become a better place to stay.
Great, sir. I'm completely agree. Reason behind, because as we are also practicing as a clinical dietitian, we used to correct the clinical part only. But when you come to holistic part, we correct the 7 area of our life. So it's like complete transformation change in the health and the person. So it's really, really very good to hear about all that. So my next question is, sir, talking about the training program, how you see our mentor and the community support in HNTP, and what the difference you felt from other programs?
Okay. See, coming on to giving the answer to this question, as I said, I have done a couple of certifications also. I'm not saying it's not completely good or not bad, but once I came across our, I'm not trying to see, I'll tell you very, very frankly, I'm not promoting our program, but I'm speaking from the heart. And whatever I'm speaking, I'm just sharing my experience. In the HNTP program, the program has been designed in such a way wherein it covers the entire life or different areas of life what we speak. And to come up with such a a program, the kind of effort what has to be put is it's very difficult to explain. I really thank Suresh sir for coming up with this program and bringing this, and the knowledge what he had gained from so many years. It's not possible to get a knowledge and to share it with other people, because most of the time people have a common understanding, why should I do it for others? But sir has broken that barrier, and he has studied to that extent, to that core, that he has gained this knowledge for many years. If I am not wrong, I think it's close to 2 decades of his learning and understanding about this subject and gaining this knowledge. And once he has gained it, he has not kept it with himself, right? He just wanted, that is what I say, once we go through this holistic program, we from ourselves, from inside, we change a lot. We become so well organized, or we become so well planned, that we are there to help people, and we are bound to help them no matter what other people say. We don't even listen to them. We are here to help people. So this kind of attitude has I think this is what motivated Suresh sir, and I'm sure he is always a person who's down to earth. and the kind of knowledge what he had gained from his experience, his knowledge, and he has put it into in terms of a program, and he has shared it with all. So whoever is willing to join and go through this program, they can go through. And the kind of knowledge he has shared in terms of the classes, the recorded sessions we go through, and the kind of interaction we regularly have with him also, it is immense. The kind of, especially the mentorship what we get is, I cannot just say it in words, because mentorship nowadays, or having a coach itself, should be in the sense it should be like, in the sense, it's like we are being chosen ones. So everybody cannot get this. So all the our coaches who are in HNTP, we are the chosen ones to be a part of such a program. So it's really blessings, what I can say. And coming up to the part wherein HNTP, the mentorship is amazing. Any coach, if you want to speak to any coach, you can just take your mobile and just call them, and there are no excuses. I'm not free right now, I'm outside. There are no reasons given. Directly they say, what is that you want, right? What is the challenge you're facing, or what is it you want to convey? What information you need from our end? How can I help you? How is that change I can bring it to your life? So that kind of mentorship we have. And in case, yes, if you would like to interact, you are free to interact with any of the senior coaches. So it's the participation from our end which has to come, the initiation from our end which has to come, because each and every coach are here to help any person or a juniors or any person who's from outside to know more. So this kind of the mentorship what we have, and the course, as I said, it's very, very well designed, very, very scientifically designed is what I can say. And the guidance what you get is also immense. But just you need to be hungry. You need to have that urge to learn more. That's it.
Exactly. So, sir, at last, a request to you, a piece of suggestion and a note of encouragement to our fellow dietitians from your side.
Piece of suggestion and encouragement would be, suggestion in terms of suggestions, what I would like to say, until and unless a person is hungry, no matter what you feed him, he doesn't, or he will not know the actual value of it. So a piece of suggestions would be, first thing, you should always be hungry. You should be always hungry to the knowledge. And coming on, you should always keep learning. No, as they say, the day you stop learning, the day you stop growing in life. So learning should be a part of every day. So you can spend 24 hours in a day is what everybody has. So if you just remove, like take out 10% of it, it's close to how much? 20. Yeah. Look, even if you are able to spend 30 to 45 minutes every day, 24 hours, to learn something new, that is the achievement what we have done in that particular day. It may be regarding anything. It's not that you have to be specific to your own field. It may be regarding anything. So coming on to the suggestion part, you should be very, very hungry is what I can say. And recommendation, any healthcare practitioner or any person who wants to know more, who wants to need to know something new, they can surely come across this program, and they can go through it. The kind of knowledge what they gain is not at all available in outside is what I can truly say, because I've seen a lot of other courses and the contents, but nobody has covered it in such a wonderful and scientific way. And the kind of handholding which is done and what kind of learnings you get is entirely different. So that is what. So you should be very hungry, and for especially for youngsters who want to really make a career, it is a must for them to go through this program, because the kind of knowledge what they gain in academics is not sufficient for them to survive. So if they really want to practice on their own, if people who are looking to practice on their own, or also it may be for people who are working, if they want to enhance their knowledge, gain more knowledge, then this is the program which has to be gone through, or they have to go through this program, is what I can say, because we can feel it. We are currently going through that process, and we can feel it, and this is what we can say. There's a saying, or there's a small story. If you want a piece of rock should go under a hammer and the chisel so many times to become a sculpture. So it is like that is what is we are going through. So we have gone, the beating has happened so many times, that we have evolved ourselves to this extent, but still the process is going on. It will be going on. So if you want to become wherein people want to look at you in a different way, then you have to get enlightened. So this is the process of enlightenment, is what I can say. So if you are really looking for enlightenment in your life, do join this program. You can get enlightened.
Great to hear, sir. Means like holistic principle is not only for the professionals, it's for everyone who want to be healthy, who want to live their life happily. So anybody can join holistic nutrition training program for their own self, and professional definitely they can.
True. That is very true, because whatever has been taught, it's not only confined to the people who are in this, just for us. Any person who wants to know more, who's willing to learn, who's willing eagerly to know something different, or what they're missing, or what they actually should know. So I think this is the program which they have to.
Over to you, Priya.
Thank you, Vibha. Thank you so much for so much of insight from you also. And yes, I have taken almost 2 pages of notes from whatever you have spoke. And the last word which you have mentioned is like you nailed it. The enlightenment, it is all about the enlightenment. And actually, I can say it is about enlightenment. When I personally came to the program, so much of chaos, confusion was there in mind. What to do, what not to do, what to think, what not to think. Everything was a chaos. But now the mindset has got streamlined. The thoughts are getting streamlined. The vibe is getting improved. Your energies are getting improved. Your instinct is getting improved. I mean, these are certain things which are part of enlightenment, as you mentioned, right? So that was really great to listen from you. I'm filled up with a lot of happiness listening to you with the ease that you have explained. So thank you so much for being here with us, Manju. It was really great with you. And I also want to acknowledge our senior coach, Prasanna ma'am. She is actually the backbone behind the program today. And all the arrangements and how has to be done and everything, ma'am is the one who do a lot of background work for all of us. She's one of the senior coach with us. And thank you, ma'am, for being always there for us. And over to you now. Thank you, ma'am. And any
word
word
I would
from
like
you,
to
ma'am?
one word I would like to say. I think Manjunath will going to practice the whole lifelong holistic practice, maybe. Very simple tagline for him by the end. Thank you so much, Manjunath. Purely, you mentioned, and few of the new coaches are also joining the live. So they're asking, we want to join this course immediately after this lecture of Manjunath. Thank you so much, Manjunath.
Thank you. See, the kind of, I would like to say the insecurity what I too was feeling before joining the course, that has completely changed. Everybody has this insecurity. What if I tell this to my client? What if they know the truth? What will happen next? अगर मेरा knowledge सबको मैंने share कर दिया तो next मेरे पास क्या रहेगा? We have this limited belief, and everybody has this limited belief. What if my clients knows what all I do? What kind of diet chart I give? What will that happen? But this program in this program, the knowledge what we get is, आप सोच भी नहीं सकते. So wherever a normal person understanding stops, our session starts. That is holistic nutrition. And once you understand it, that insecure feeling will automatically go out of your mind. So you know exactly what kind of people you want. You know exactly what kind of cases you can crack, what kind of lifestyle disease people are having. They can come to you. Will have a very refined process. You will have a very refined understanding of you, and your focus, concentration will entirely will change. So once you start speaking with people, and once people will know that what you are speaking is not normally what most of the dietitians or nutritionists speak, but it's different. They themselves open up. They themselves say, I am going through this condition. How is that you can help me? Or my father or my parents and my family members are going through this health issues. How is that you can help? So this comes. So this program has helped me in such a way that, the boundaries what we used to set before or earlier, right now there is no boundaries at all.
Absolutely correct. You mentioned, Manjunath. That's really good to hear. And I think we are on the closing of the session now, and very well explained. And over to you, sir. If you're there, can you please throw some light on what Manju spoke and your own insights about it, sir?
Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I couldn't go through the entire session, so I'm in the middle of something, so I just joined now. Hope the session went on well, and congratulations, Manju, and I wish many more coaches do come and share their experiences. So, see, in HNTP, we always believe in only one thing, okay, that it is the common good or the greater good, the purpose of our life. So through us, so many people, they're supposed to be get benefited. So if we train ourselves better, right, by helping others, we help ourselves. So that is the motto of the whole of HNTP. And I wish to see many more coaches learn these principles, apply them on themselves first, and then on the people who are in need of it. Thank you all very much. And you people stay back, and I'm going to stop the live stream because I think we completed 1 hour. Just give me a second.
Thank you, all of you.